What is going on, guys? My name is Damien. Welcome back. So I wanted to talk about The Flash Season 2. We're getting just a little bit closer to the return of what is my personal favorite show on the CW right now. So there's a lot of stuff they're looking to do with Season 2, and they haven't, of course, revealed a lot so far, but you can pretty much get the idea that they're going to be trying to really get a lot done with this second season with characters and story arcs and stuff like that. So there's a couple of things I wanted to just talk about, things that I hope they do, and I've put it together in a list of just 5 things that I would like to see them do throughout the season. Now, number 1 for me is really just having a variety of villains, and I say this only because Season 1 was great, but really the best thing about Season 1 was Eobard Thawne. His character was the anchor for most of the season, and the rogues, even though Wentworth Miller is great as Captain Cold, and they had Heatwave, Dominic Purcell, playing his character, and all the other characters that they brought on, they never really commanded the screen the way Eobard Thawne did, and that's really, of course, because of the fact that he is such a big villain for the Flash. So what I would hope that they do is at least bring in a variety of villains this season, but have them be a big part of the season. See, if they do that, at least it'll be kind of cool with a bunch of different villains on screen. Like if they do more rogues and they have a lot of them be kind of the main theme, it'll be really cool. I also would like to see some crossovers with villains going from Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and The Flash, like kind of rotating. That'd be nice, like the way they did Deathbolt on Arrow and then The Flash. I thought that was really cool. Just connecting the universe. This was actually one of the biggest things I think that these shows have going for them, is keeping the universes connected. So it would be nice to see some more of that with the villains in mind. I think that would be great, and building upon what they already had for Season 1, because Season 1 was really, really great. But with Eobard Thawne not being there, yes, we're going to have a Hunter Zolomon character, Professor Zoom, which I'll get to in a little bit, but we don't know exactly the extent of what he's going to be this season. So that's just something I'd like to see. Number 2, the different Flash characters that they're bringing on. I actually personally watched Masters of Sex. I didn't watch the entire show, but I've watched the second season, and I've seen Teddy Sears. I've seen his character on that show, and he was actually a pretty good casting in my opinion for Jay Garrick. I think it's fine. I think he'll be great. Jay Garrick's character should be really interesting on the show. I think it's going to be really nice when they all kind of come together. I'd like to see just a little, maybe a couple of races. I know that's really just wishful thinking, kind of like the way Smallville did it with the Flash and Clark when they raced at the end of that episode in Season 4, but something like that would be kind of cool. Also, if they would drop some hints of maybe the future or something, things like that just really go a long way, even if they're really small. So they're also going to have Wally West on. Those characters, I hope they are able to, I hope they're not just one-hit wonders. I want them to make more than one appearance each, especially Jay Garrick. I think he is, but I think just by the way they're selling him, he's going to be pretty important for at least a few episodes this season, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm really looking forward to different Flash characters coming on. Number 3, I'm looking for a lot of Ronnie and Caitlin. This whole Firestorm Killer Frost situation, they still haven't really clarified the Killer Frost that we're going to get. Is it going to be the Caitlin from the current Flash universe on the show, or are we going to get a second Earth Killer Frost? I'm really kind of hoping that it is our universe, because she really just needs to become Killer Frost, because the relationship between her and Ronnie Raymond, it's really, really good. I was looking up a lot of their stories, and there's just really great storylines between the two of them where they're fighting alongside each other, because Killer Frost is more of like an anti-hero depending on which comic books you're pulling from, but she is really, there are times where she's the villain as well, so there's different storylines there that they could actually pull from. So we don't really know what they're going to do, but I hope to see some more relationship, at least more of the relationship explored between the two of them, because there's a lot of episodes in Season 1 where you just didn't have the two of them, and that of course is where you kind of get this Snowberry kind of building. but I just don't think Snowberry really has a realistic shot. I think West Allen is endgame. That brings me to number 4. I'm hoping for more West Allen. They need to kiss again. They need to have way more scenes. They need to explore a lot more of this relationship. See, the time travel stuff on this show really gets confusing, because with Eddie Thawne killing himself, that means Eobard Thawne never existed to go back in time. I mean, it just gets really, really confusing. But Eddie Thawne is going to come back on this show at some point. He's just gone for now. So really, what's going to happen here? I'm not sure how long Iris is going to be in her like mourning period, but she's going to gravitate towards Barry at some point. I just don't know exactly how they're going to do it. This whole, like, that was a surprise when Eddie Thawne killed himself and then Eobard was just erased from existence. That was really surprising. So we'll see just exactly what they do with it. But I really, really like Barry and Iris together. I love their scenes, and now that she knows, I feel like she can just be there for him in a higher capacity than she ever was before. She is literally a direct link to the Speed Force, and him getting faster and being able to unlock more of his natural abilities that he's been given. So we'll see just what they do with that. Number 5, I'm hoping for, I keep saying looking, but I'm really hoping for a lot of these things. So Reverse Flash characters. Hunter Zolomon, Professor Zoom, he's a pretty big character as well, and it's really interesting with the Flash. And the Flash is one of the most confusing shows for someone who is not really versed or has never really kind of watched or read any comics. Like, if you've never watched the Justice League or you've never heard of the Flash and you watch this show, things can get really, really confusing. So Hunter Zolomon is going to be on. There's a possibility of another Reverse Flash at some point. The problem with his character is that there's too much time traveling involved, and this is where it just gets real confusing. So he's connected to Wally West. We'll see how they really play out, because a lot of times what they're doing with these characters when they're putting them on a show like this, they're pulling from multiple storylines, and they're getting character traits from different characters throughout the decades of these characters being in the comics. So that's generally what they try to do. And I don't know if they've cast someone as Hunter Zolomon just yet. I generally try to stay off of the internet when it comes to like spoilers and stuff like that. I want some spoilers, but just things that are really mild, so that way I can still really, be completely surprised when I watch the show. So let me know what you guys think. These are 5 things I want to see for Flash Season 2. Obviously, there's more villains. I would, of course, love to see Tom Welling as Superman on the show. There was rumors about that, of course. That's probably way out there. Even if there is a Superman, it definitely won't be Tom Welling, for sure. But let me know what you guys think. Those are just my thoughts. I cannot wait for Season 2. Expect reviews for every single episode this time around, because this show is just amazing. My name is Damien, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or the day after for an Arrow Season 4 video. I'll see you guys later.